Alright, so we're on page 90. Okay, we're on page 93 in your volume 1 book. Okay, so today we're going to look at example number 3. Now I know that Pearson gives you a lot of information, like they work through the problem for you. But I want you to focus up here and just look at the information we have and try and figure out how we're going to set up these ratios and how we're going to solve our big question. So Omar knows his friend Chris lives 3/5 of a mile away. How far is the school from his house? So here's Omar's house. Here's Chris's house. On our map, it's how much? 3/4 of an inch. But he knows that he lives 3/5 of a mile. So, what's our ratio?
3/5 of a mile. 3/4 of an inch.
Yes. Okay, so here's what I want you to think about. We know on our map that 3/5 miles, or mile, mile? I don't know. Okay. So 3/5 of a mile corresponds with how much, what length? 3/4 of an inch. So we don't want 3/4 of an inch. We want how many inches?
2.
Okay, can we get from 3/4 to 2 easily?
No.
So where do we have to go?
3.5.
I heard it. The unit rate. We need to make a pit stop at 1. So we need to figure out how many miles or part of a mile 1 inch is. So then we can scale up from 1 inch to 2 inches. So how am I going to get from 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch? Very good. So I'm going to divide. Any number divided by itself is? Very good. So if I divide by 3/4 here,
You have to do it all in
very good.
But you have to flip.
Okay? So yeah, so if we want to do it by hand, we can just multiply by the reciprocal, right? But we can also, oh, I didn't do this yesterday and I wanted to. I started and then I didn't finish
It's
because,
singulating.
you know,
Oh, it's the one.
calculate half-life. No, not the
Home Depot.
Home Depot refrigerators, yes, because my garage refrigerator went out.
Food songs.
And when my garage refrigerator goes out, I lose all my meat.
Oh, that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember that we went to Myrtle Beach once.
It's the worst.
We had
Like a whole cow?
a whole, like a whole half a pound of pig
Yes.
freezer.
Yep.
We came back and the whole thing was turned off. And
Yep.
it smelled.
All right, 3/5 miles divided by 3/4. So I can do that on my calculator. So I can write a complex fraction. 3/5 divided by, so I do it again, 3/4. Okay,
0.8.
so I get 0.8.
Or
Okay, so 8/10. So 8/10 of
a mile.
a mile. Very good. So So 8/10 of a mile is equal to how much? 1 inch. The school is not 1 inch away. The school is 2 inches away. So I have 8/10 of a mile is equal to 1 inch. But again, I don't want 1 inch. I want,
2 inches. So you have to divide by. You have to multiply by 2.
okay, because we have to scale up. We have to go from 1 to 2, so we need to scale up. Whenever we scale up, yep. So what is 8/10 times 2? Okay. Is it okay that we started with fraction and now we have decimals?
Yes.
Yeah. Why is it okay?
They still mean the same thing.
Very good. They're equivalent numbers. Okay. So they are equivalent. So we know that Omar's house is 1 6/10 miles from the school. So what we did in this situation is from our picture, we were able to create a ratio. And from that ratio, we were able to find the actual distance. Okay. Again, we had to make our pit stop at home base. So we had to get to 1 to be able to get to 2. Okay. All right. Okay, this is your try it in your book. Sonoma bikes 5 miles to Paige's house. On a map, they measure that distance as 5'6" centimeters. The same map shows that the mall is 3.5 centimeters from Paige's house. What is the actual distance between Paige's house and the mall? Now, I don't know about you, but these words to me, what? Where am I going? What am I doing? So, I like to draw a picture because pictures help me create my ratios. I'm a very visual learner. Okay? I need to see it. I need to feel it. Okay? So for me, drawing a picture helps me to better understand the math problem. Okay? So those learning styles that you do, like you eventually learn what you are. In college, I learned that I was a visual learner and a kinesthetic learner by taking an art history class. Sounds weird, right?
Yeah.
So what I learned is that in this class, we had to be able to look at a sculpture, painting, some piece of art and tell who made it, what era it was from, what region it was from, what style, medium, all this stuff. I bombed my first test. So instead what I did is I made flashcards. So I would print out pictures, I put a picture on the front, all the information on the back. I ended up acing the class because I learned how to study. And from then on I was like, oh, hot dang, I am a visual learner and a kinesthetic learner. So those flashcards helped me, right? I could see the picture, I read the back, and I just, all the time. You learn things about yourself, right? You don't know everything. As you grow older, you learn different things. So me, I draw a picture. Okay? And I don't know where they actually are. I don't know what the map actually looks like. But I can create something that works for me in my mind. So Paige's house on a map, they measure the distance as 5'6". The map shows that the mall is 3.5 centimeters from Paige's house. What is the actual distance between Paige's house and the mall? Okay, so Sonoma starts here. Paige's house is here. So that means, what's here? Right? So Sonoma bikes 5 miles. Okay, so we know this distance here is 5 miles, but on our map it's represented as 5/6 of a centimeter. The other information that we know is that the mall is 3.5 centimeters from Paige's house. So from here to here, it's 3.5. Here to here, it's 5/6. Okay. So we want to know the actual distance between Paige's house and the mall. So what does our first ratio look like? Bob?
5, 6. Wait. 3.5. Wait. Yeah, 3.5 over 5, 6.
Okay. Does 3.5 correspond with 5, 6?
No.
Are they the same measurement? No, we don't know what this is.
It would be.
Okay. But we do know this actual distance here.
Wouldn't it,
So that's going to be our ratio.
oh.
Yes, dear?
Wouldn't it be 5, 6 over 5 then?
I would go here. Because what I can do is I can find out how much 1 centimeter actually is and then move to my 3.5 centimeters.
Alright.
Okay? So I can make my pit stop at 1 centimeter and then I can scale up then to 1.5 centimeters. So do you see how these distance correspond with each other?
Yeah.
Okay, the miles to centimeters, that's my ratio. So every time, I'm gonna go miles to centimeters and miles to centimeters. Okay, and by doing that, I can get to my information for 1 centimeter, and then I can move forward to 3.5 centimeters. So, how do I get from 5/6 of a centimeter to 1 centimeter?
Divided by 5.
Okay, divide it by itself. Anytime we need to get back to 1, we divide by itself. So I'm going to divide this by 5/6. What else do I need to divide by 5/6? Very good, the numerators. Okay, so in your calculators, 5/6 divided by 5/6, we know that's going to be 1. So we also need to do 5 miles divided by 5/6. Okay. Now this is that point where Desmos or your handheld calculator is the appropriate calculator that you're going to use. Your iPhone calculator, not good choice because your iPhone calculator doesn't do fractions. Okay? So everyone should actively have some kind of calculator out right now doing the work. Whether it's Desmos, whether it's your handheld. If you have Desmos on your phone, that's fine too. Just make sure that it's flat on your desk so we can see it. So I know you're not Snapchatting
You
me.
can also go on Safari. That's how I do it.
Okay, every day when you come in here, things that should be out on your desk. We're in the 3rd quarter, we should already know this. Writing utensil, math book or notes, Chromebook, handheld calculator, those are things that we should not be getting out at 8:05. Those are things that should be out on our desk at 7:40, ready to learn, right? Okay.
That's a 6. Per centimeter. There's 3 centimeters. 18 miles. 18 and a half miles. What?
So, 5 miles divided by 5/6 of a mile is 6 miles. Okay? But I don't want 1 centimeter. I need to scale up to
3.5.
3.5 centimeters. So to get from 1 to 3.5, I need to scale up again.
Which will lead you to get 1.
Okay? So, again, in your calculators, you're going to do 6 times 3.5 if you don't know, and if you can't do that using mental math. And no, it's not just 18.5.
3 and 1. So you need 2 of those in there. When you're doing them like that.
21 miles?
Yep.
Okay. So the mall is 21 miles from Paige's house. So again, setting up our ratios, getting to our unit rate helps us move forward into our problems and our correct distances. All right, I want to do. Okay, so for your homework, I want you to do 95 and 96. Okay, and then I want you to do 11 through 14. Okay, so 95 and 96, 11 through 14.
I used to think when they put those dashes, they just do 11 and 14.
Oh.
Those only.